Welcome back to CS Path Tarot. My name is Sahil Sharma, your Tarot Astro Coach and Conscious Empowerment Partner. We are getting into the month of August, and I'm pretty sure you are curious as well. What kind of energies will August bring for all of us? To seek the insights from the Tarot-Astrology realm, I have already pulled out some cards, and I would like you to hear out the messages and see what resonates the most with you, but choose your context and do not force fit or force apply any of the messages to yourself. For the purpose of giving you a choice, I'd like you to make a selection from these three cards. Just focus on the visuals and choose any one of them. That's 1, that's 2, and that is 3. 1, 2, and 3. Take a moment, take a deep breath, think of your question or your context, and then make a selection.
You can pause the video for a few seconds and absorb the intended visual you have selected.
So theme number 1 is around the femininity. When I say the word femininity, I'm referring in general to the energy. Doesn't matter what gender you're from, we all have a masculine and a feminine side that operates within us. This theme number 1 coming along with Ketu, or the south node of the moon, sitting in the 12th house in astrology, speaks very loud about how you're feeling about your feminine energy or the feminine side or feminine part of you. This can mean a sense of detachment, a sense of isolation, and trying to refigure yourself when it comes to emotions, when it comes to feelings of empathy for yourself and for others, which may have been lost in the process as you might have gone through a lot of challenges in the past. And this can also relate to some of the traumatic experiences that have shaped or rewired your brain and even your heart. You need some time of solitude. This is not a message only, this is also a need for you right now that's being suggested to you. If you haven't spent a lot of time in solitude, this is the time to go there, sit there, experience what you must experience in this realm. The 12th house does seem a little bit dark. It feels a little bit helpless, but it is the place of high spiritual energy as well. This is a place for a lot of self-healing. So if you are ready, or not maybe, but it's an invitation for you to go to the realm. Take the courage and see what is missing or calling you out when it comes to your deep emotions, and most importantly, how you connect with yourself. You may experience that there is an increase in your own psychic abilities. Your intuition gets stronger and stronger. But what gets missed out is you don't trust your own intuition at this time, because sense of detachment also can create a barrier between trusting your own intuition or a detachment from your own intuition. So that's something to really think about. For some of you, this could also mean rifts or problems between the relationship with your mother. Or this could also come from a past experience that involved or engaged your mother that might have caused some kind of traumatic experiences, and that's still lingering within you as a deep-seated trauma which needs to be released, which needs to heal. So again, an invitation from the 12th house is to go there, sit there, and do some shadow work. Figure out what is not working for you or holding you back in moving forward in your life in full abundance and with more confidence, less anxiety, less depression and whatnot that you might be carrying with yourself. So a lot of hard work there, lots to do there. But one thing I can guarantee you is that if you spend that time diligently with commitment, you will come out as a hero for yourself and for the people around you. You will have extended capability not just to heal yourself, but also to heal others as well, which is a gift in itself for this lifetime. And another thing that I would like to add here, especially having Ketu in the 12th house where this feminine energy is, that you may feel very strongly that you've already come across several experiences in life, and you're going a whole or full circle and coming back to this one, a point of liberation where you've seen a lot, you've done a lot, and now it's time to release what you've been holding on. For many of you who've been kind of running after any of the material pursuits, this is not really the time to follow those anymore. Maybe you want to give them a pause and focus on self-discovery, self-healing, and tackling the inner shadows that are holding you back in living a more fulfilling life. One thing that I'd like to caution you with this energy is take care of your mental health challenges, and also be cautious that you don't over-isolate yourself and disconnect so much that you can't even reach out to people for support, whether it's through family, through best friends, trusted people, loved ones, mentors, coaches, and so on. Keep yourself open to those areas where you can get support from that can help you do the shadow work and make this release happen. The mantra for theme number 1, people, is I have what I need and I release all the labels that do not belong to me.
Repeat and absorb that for a few seconds.
So now let's talk about the theme number 2. Theme number 2 had the card of, or the theme of the thinker, and it's sitting with the planet Venus and in the 6th house of astrology. So it's a very interesting combination. And this tells me that the love right now, the relationships are in the battlefield. And when I say that, especially relationships, it's not just relationships with other people, it could also be relationship with yourself, especially when it comes to the habit of thinking or overthinking. In the 6th house, especially where sustainability is a big question, or in the theme of sustainability of yourself, a lot of people enter into the survival zone. If it's in a relationship, they want to survive through the relationship. Sometimes narcissistic relationships emerge in this combination. Overthinking is the key to disrupting your peace in life overall, whether it's with yourself, in your personal life, in your professional life, in relationships, anywhere. As an example, let's say if somebody said something to you, and if you're in this sensitive zone right now, you may take it otherwise. And then you keep thinking over and over about it. Why did the person say a certain thing? And that can lead to many other emotions or feelings, such as depression, such as anxiety, and so on. And that keeps you up at night all the time. So in the 6th house, my question to you is, how would you sustain your energy and stabilize it instead of overthinking and scattering your energy around? Number 1 thing that you could do for yourself is healing through beauty. When I say beauty, I mean the nature. I mean connecting with things that are most important to your soul, that make you come alive. If you have any hobbies such as music, arts, or something else, I'd like you to engage in that more and more, so that you can redirect your anxious energy or your overthinking energy into those areas. That will be very grounding for you. Otherwise, nature walks are great. You will be walking through the beauty of the nature that will naturally help you ground your energy. One thing about having Venus in the 6th house is the tendency to overgive. You're not just overthinking, you're also overgiving people. So setting strong boundaries is very important in this conjunction. So I would encourage you to think, what are your key relationships and where are you overgiving and not rather taking care of yourself? So when you overthink, you overgive, you're also basically entering into a zone of addiction, which you can break as a pattern by putting a sense of discipline, a sense of schedule, or a sense of routine around the daily chores, the daily work, how you're operating in your day-to-day life. A lot of people in this case, if you might resonate, could be going through ADHD kind of symptoms. I'm not a doctor, but if you resonate with that ADHD style, or you have ADHD, then think on those lines. How can you put yourself in a way, in a routine that can help you get through the day in a more efficient, in a more effective way? And lastly, I would also like to suggest that do not make any decisions when you're running high on emotions, or when you cannot figure out certain things because your mind is scattered and overthinking. So pause your decisions till the time you get a sense of clarity, and watch for your resources so that you don't overgive and you don't even have for yourself later on. Let's get to theme number 3, and that's around loss or losses. But hold on, let me explain and take a few 360 view of what this loss really means. This is sitting with the moon in the 11th house in astrology. Now, overall, what does this loss mean? Let me address that first so that you don't panic. So some of you who have chosen this pile of this energy around, I want you to think about if you have ever been dependent or codependent on seeking validation at a social level. You always look at others, whether it's family members, whether it's friends, whether it's social media, trying to get validation from others for your own identity, for your own existence, in smaller ways or bigger ways, whatever that is. Now that is the theme. And this is the time to break this pattern of seeking social validation for no reason really. Because the reason why this is happening is a gap in trusting yourself, trusting your own intuition, trusting your own emotions, and truly being and living in your authentic self. So that's a big part of your theme. You will also notice, which I find really interesting, 11th house being the house of social life or community as well. You may create some karmic ties with people, and also it could be some events or experiences. It doesn't have to be people all the time. Experiences will themselves have people included in them, but the karmic ties will be around learning how to detach yourself from social validations and trusting yourself more, having more empathy for yourself and others as well. Having Moon in the 11th house, which is also of desires, you may see a fluctuation or shift in your moods right now in August. While you probably would be thinking more around doing business and making money or all these trades and whatnot, you may see a sense of withdrawal or disinterest in financial activities overall. And if you're still wanting to aggressively go into it, I will caution you when you're dealing with any of the financial investments, financial transactions, anything that's significant in nature. So hold off of that as this time passes by and watch and observe your mood trends, how they're fluctuating at this time. From a psychology perspective, I also feel that it has a sense of dissociation where you may not be in touch with the reality that's around you. So whether it's connecting with people, you may have a conversation with people, but might be totally tuned out. You don't even know what they really talked about in this whole 5-minute conversation. So things like that, you could be totally in a different world inside of you. So watch out for that. And I always encourage, if you're in a state like this, reach out to people who can support you, whether they're counselors, therapists, coaches, whomsoever, who can give you some good support and help you reflect and create those strong practices, help you navigate these challenging phases of life. So in summary, this is not just a loss of a person, of people. This could be a loss of connections with people, a loss of connection with the world overall, which I'm talking about as dissociation with the social life at community level, and also an invitation to heal yourself, to do some shadow work here as well, especially in the realm of seeking validation and creating strong boundaries for yourself, feeling that confidence again, and a leading self in your life ahead. Hope these messages resonated with you. And if you've liked these messages, don't forget to subscribe and check out the other videos as well. I'll see you next time.